There's a reason the same person can walk into a room and rattle everyone but one. Same insult, same guilt trip, same engineered crisis. Most people light up like a switchboard. One person just watches, unmoved, and the manipulator quietly gives up and looks for an easier mark. People call that one person cold, detached, maybe a little intimidating. They're none of those things. They've simply removed the thing every manipulator needs to function, a handle. Here is the uncomfortable truth I'm going to walk you through. Every manipulator who has ever worked you was reaching for a handle. Your fear, your desire, your need to be liked, your reflex to react. They don't actually control you. They grab a handle you left out and they pull. And 2,000 years ago, a group of philosophers built an entire system for one purpose, to have fewer handles. They called it Stoicism. We're going to use it as armor. Start with the most important idea any of them ever wrote down. Epictetus, a man born into slavery, said there are things in our control and things not in our control. Your reactions, your judgments, your choices, yours. Their tactics, their moods, their opinion of you, never were. Sit with what that does to manipulation. A provocation only works if you agree to be provoked. An insult only lands if you pick it up. When you genuinely accept that their behavior is theirs and your response is yours, you starve the entire move at the root. They push the button, and the button is no longer wired to anything. This is the dichotomy of control, and it is the foundation. Everything else is built on it. The second tool is for the ambush. Manipulators rely on surprise, the sudden accusation, the tears that appear from nowhere, the threat dropped right when you're tired. Surprise hijacks the thinking brain and hands the wheel to panic. So the Stoics did something that sounds grim until you feel how it frees you. They rehearsed it. Premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Seneca told his students to sit quietly and walk through the loss before it arrives. Apply that here. Before the hard conversation, you run it. They might rage, they might cry, they might bring up the thing they always bring up. You see each move in advance, in the calm, with your full mind online. And when it comes, there is no ambush. There is only a script you already read. The shock is gone, and shock was the whole weapon. The third tool changes your altitude. Marcus Aurelius, who ran an empire, would deliberately picture himself from far above. The whole earth, the sweep of time, how small this one moment truly was. It's come to be called the view from above, and it is the exact antidote to a manipulator's favorite trick, inflation. They need this to feel enormous. This fight is everything. This decision is now or never. You'll never recover if you walk away. Pull the camera back. In a year, does this survive? In the scale of your whole life, how big is it really? The stakes they inflated deflate on their own, and a calm person, looking down from a great height, simply cannot be stampeded. The fourth tool removes the lever underneath almost all of it, fear of loss. Most manipulation is leverage over something you're terrified to lose. Approval, the relationship, comfort, status. The Stoics trained for this directly. Voluntary discomfort. Seneca, a wealthy man, would set aside days to eat the plainest food and sleep on the hard ground, then ask himself, is this the condition I so feared? You don't have to be extreme. You practice being okay with less. You sit with the discomfort of being disliked. You learn that you can survive their disapproval, the cold shoulder, the walking away, and the moment losing it no longer terrifies you, the threat of losing it stops being a leash. They reach for the lever, and it isn't connected to anything anymore. Now, the most important thing I will say in this entire piece, everything I just gave you is armor. It is not a weapon. The instant you take the dichotomy of control, the rehearsal, the view from above, and turn them outward to provoke, to ambush, to shrink another person, you have not mastered yourself. You've just become the thing this channel exists to expose. The Stoics were unbelievably clear about this. The entire point of the discipline was virtue, justice, honesty, self-command. The goal was never power over other people, it was power over yourself. That's the line, power without becoming the monster. Armor, not a weapon. So here's the whole thing in one sentence. A manipulator can only move you by the handles you leave out, and Stoicism is the practice of having fewer handles. Fewer fears to exploit, fewer cravings to dangle, less surprise to ambush, smaller stakes to inflate. You don't beat them by getting colder or crueler. You beat them by becoming harder to grip. I'm Professor Cole. Tell me in the comments, which handle do they reach for most with you? Your fear, your desire, or your need for approval? And if you want to keep building the armor, subscribe. I'll read the next one with you.